according to which you can 9x the response you're getting on your emails, right? If you and what I would say is don't focus on all of them, focus on one and perfect it, and then focus on the second one, right? I'm giving you 9 strategies right now, but keep focusing on different ones. Ways to 9x the response you're getting on your emails. Maybe you're having a subscribers list and you're sending them regularly emails, but you're finding a problem like no open rates, no click rates, people are not engaging, you don't feel a relationship with your list. There are many factors due to which this may be happening, but this video is about 9 ways according to which you can 9x the response you're getting on your emails, right? If you and what I would say is don't focus on all of them, focus on one and perfect it, and then focus on the second one, right? I'm giving you 9 strategies right now, but keep focusing on different ones. So the first one, remove bricks. What do I mean by that? When people are reading, they want the thing to be readable, right? Since most of the people are opening their emails on their phone, the problem is the phone screen is very small. And if you're using bricks, what do I mean by bricks? Very big paragraphs, 3 line 4 line paragraphs, right? So more than 3 line paragraphs are basically not allowed. So if you are doing that, then it is a problem, and you are basically um, not keeping your email readable so that your customers or your subscribers would love to read it, right? So remove your bricks, right? Keep that in mind. Second, selfish stories, right? Right? Selling stories and not selfish stories, right? You need to make your customer the hero of the story, not you as the hero of the story. Maybe you are a consultant, coach, or whatever, and you're trying to be the hero of your journey, and you're telling that you were in this problem and now you are this person. Don't try to do that. Instead, share a case study of your student where he was in a bad position and now he's in a good position, right? That is what you need to do, because most of the people are using selfish stories and you don't need to do that. The third thing is battlefield. Put the reader in between the battle, right? Most of the people try to write too long emails where they're trying to say that this is the person, now he's getting ready for the war and now he's preparing weapons and now he's walking towards the war. Don't do that. Just put the person directly in between the war, right? What is happening and how your customer is being affected by it. When you directly put the customer in between the battle, they basically have a pattern interrupt and they are hooked for your thing and what you are telling. Then the fourth is apology. If your stuff is not the most important than any other email, then don't send the mail. This is a simple rule I use. That means if the email that I've written, if I'm sending that, and that email is not the best that they will receive all other emails today, then I'll not send the email because I've not provided enough value, right? So always remember that. And this is a very important rule. You can just print it out and keep it in front of you. So all my copywriters have this in front of them, that uh, if the email is not important than any other email the customer will receive today, then chances are don't send it. And in addition to that, the other point is add value, right? If an email is not adding value, then don't send it, even if it is a reminder or a confirmation email. Most of the people, let's say they opted in for your lead magnet and you just send them the ebook and the thank you thing, and later let's say you want to sell them to a webinar and you just send the reminders of webinar, gentle reminder, reminder 1, reminder 2, reminder 3, right? But those reminder emails are not adding value, and when these emails are not adding value, people would always be feeling that no matter what happens, if I click or not, there's nothing to be lost, right? People need to feel that your email has come and they need to open, or else they'll suffer from it, kind of, right? So this is what you need to do. And the best example is, if you have subscribed to Amazon Audible, like I have a subscription for that. So I receive emails where 5 titles you will like of wish list. So they're adding value. Like my wish list has hundreds of books, but they are set because of my reading pattern and all these things. They're looking at that and they are sending me the best 5 that I can order today from my wish list, which is adding kind of a value for me, because I'm confused between 100 what I should buy first, but they know my reading pattern, so they're using it to send it to me. So they added value. Just even it's a promotional email, but it is adding value. Remember that. So always know what you're selling. So not the product, but the idea. So most of the people always try to sell the product directly in the email. But what you need to do is you need to sell an idea in the email, and then your landing page or your sales page will sell the product, right? The role of the email is not to sell the product. The role of the email is to make them click so that they can go to the landing page or the order confirmation page or somewhere, right? So you may be selling an idea of decisiveness, or you may be selling an idea of self analysis or confidence or inspiration, I don't know, right? You need to focus on the thing that sells the thing, right? I'll repeat it again. You need to focus on the thing that will sell the thing, and that thing needs to be sold in the email, and the main thing needs to be sold on the order page or the sales page, whatever you have, right? Now focus on what's important, right? So your design will not move the needle. If the content is rubbish, no matter how beautifully you design it, people will unsubscribe, right? Focus on what's important. Important is providing value. Important is formatting it so that it looks good and it's readable. Important is it's of use to them. Important it's solving a problem. These are the important things, not the design and where is my this button and is my logo over there or not. I don't think that's the most important things. Have your priorities set and work accordingly, and focus on micro conversion, right? I see many of the people having subject lines in which they are trying to sell the product in the subject line itself. But if you look at the micro level, at the anatomy of a email, the role of a subject line is not to sell the product. The role of the subject line is to make the person click on the email, right? So focus on micro convergence. Is your name enough trustworthy so that the person reads the subject? Remember, when you see an email, there's a name of the person who has been sent to and the subject line. So is the name trustworthy? Let's say people know me by Himanshu Agrawal, and if I'm sending email by Internet Coaching Empire, most of the people will not click on it because they don't know what is Internet Coaching Empire or may have not heard of it. But they know Himanshu Agrawal, so I use Himanshu Agrawal, right? Then the subject, is the subject worthy enough that they open the email, right? Now the content of the email is responsible for making them click the link. Content of the email is not responsible for making them buy the product or join the webinar, right? They just need to click the link. Your whole content should be made in such a way that they just click the link, nothing else, right? So you need to focus on micro convergence. And the last thing is don't be too direct, right? I know you are using retargeting and pixels and all type of code so that you know where your customer is in the journey. But when you are direct, it hurts person and it looks like you're stalking or you're being too harsh or kind of thing, right? So instead of saying you didn't watch the webinar, you can say you may haven't watched the webinar, right? What this does is this creates a kind of a empathy kind of a thing, because maybe your tracking pixels are not every time perfect. Maybe it's sometimes wrong. So try to do that you are not too direct, and you are trying to say what you want to say but in a very polite manner, right? So these are, I think, the top 9 ways that you can help to 9x your revenues, right? Hope you liked it. Thanks for watching.
Now, mere bhai, if you liked this conversation and this video, I'm 100% sure you like different videos of mine as well. Now, don't subscribe to the channel. Go to my channel, check out all the videos. If you find value, then click on the subscribe button and the notification icon.